Hello. Okay, so I spent a lot of time kind of like digging into the pictures, both in the physical book and in the ebook as well, and I tried to see. Okay, well, honestly, I just went through the entire book, and I pretty much wrote down what the picture is, whether or not it's a real picture or an illustration, what chapter it's in, whether or not that same picture is in the ebook, um, and then what page number it's on. And then I also took note, because this does happen. There are a few pictures that are in a different order between the book and the ebook, and I don't know if that matters. But I try to get on Reddit and like YouTube and try to see what other people are thinking. I don't know that I've definitely seen people talking about the two pictures that are in the physical book, which is his mom's first hunt, and then him and his friends at the Comet Mountain within a hole or a cave that could represent a hole. I don't think it's in a cave, so I don't know if that could be a landmark potentially. But anyway, it's a difference. Any difference feels like it's got to be some sort of intentional, whether or not it's a big hint or a small hint, I don't know. But going through that, like if we look at his mom's house, that story, you have the picture of his mom's first hunt, so that's one. But then there's also a picture of his mom with fishing on the Beaverhead River, and it says it's her favorite fishing spot. And then there's also the picture of Megan's mane, which is the horse that he liked to play hide and go seek on by hanging on his neck. Those two pictures are reversed. Does that matter? I don't know, but they are reversed between the book and the ebook. The next one is in the Lost Liberators. One of his best finds using the White's metal detector was finding the two bullets, and then there's also a picture of him with his dad and Brandon, them getting ready to go on a hunt, I imagine, with him with his metal detector. Those two pictures are reversed. Again, don't know if that matters, but just wanted to point it out, get the conversation started. And then in the Snout Scout, there's a picture of Tucker, where he's teaching him how to smell the bronze. And then there's also a picture of Tucker in a meadow with "Where is it?" caption. Those two pictures are reversed, so different order. They're just essentially swapped, all of them. And then when you get into the treasure, which is the most interesting one, the first picture is the same, the last picture is the same, but everything else is in a different order. So the coins and the bar of gold are reversed. The picture of Tucker, the poem, like the coins, all that stuff is jumbled. It's not in the same order at all. Again, don't know if that necessarily matters, but I think probably every little thing matters to add up, ultimately to find it. That's it from a different order and or not being in the actual same book. There are also several chapters where there's no picture at all. One of them would be Gracie's Grail. One of them would be the digging debacle, the paternal ploy, the Weepful Winners, the minority mix-up, the hatchback hostage. The hatchback hostage in general, like I don't know what the point of that story is, because it's so random. But it, I don't know, probably a random story might have more significance. But anyway, no pictures in that. No pictures in the Cable Conundrum. No pictures in the Obsession Oath. Is there patterns in any of these things? Not that I can necessarily tell. Does that mean that the chapter doesn't? Oh, there's also no picture in the Reddington Requiem. Does it matter? Does it not matter? I'm not 100% sure. Just wanted to deep dive into that and notate differences. There's one other thing that I would deem potentially much larger. I haven't had a chance to kind of dig into it yet, but there are real chapters, or the real illustrations, real pictures, and then there's like the cartoon illustrations that are more sketches. And let's take the illustrations. Pretty much without exception in the book, the illustrations hide the page number. So if you actually look through the book and you go through the pictures and you see an illustration, there's probably like a 95% chance that where you find that illustration, you will not find the page number because the page number is covered up by the illustration. Literally, there is, I think, one. The real picture does not cover, or the illustration covers the page number. Pretty much every single illustration covers the page number, except for when Justin met Forrest Fenn. That picture is an illustration and it doesn't cover the page number. And then Justin catching money in the money machine does not cover the page number. Those are the only two illustrations in the book where the page number is still visible when there's an illustration on the page. I don't know what that means yet, but I'm guessing that means some sort of spotlight in some way. And then the same thing is true of the real pictures. Grandma Posey holding the fish in Grandma's hands. That is the first time a real picture actually covers the page number. In every other instance before that, the real picture does not obstruct the actual page number of the book. Grandma Posey's Grandma's Hands is the first one. All the rest of them happen very late in the book. In the Treasure, there are 3 pictures that cover the page number. That did not happen earlier. So like that is a definite shift in pattern where covering the page number with a real picture feels like it's pointing to that story. Now, obviously the treasure is the treasure, so I can see why that would want special attention. And then the Mountain Memory, also a real picture covering the page number. Those are the only examples of that. I think there's definitely something, whether or not it gets you to the treasure, whether or not it just helps give a helpful clue, but like digging into those outliers or the exceptions to the patterns, I feel like that's what I'm going to do, kind of dive into next. But as soon as I noticed the illustrations, especially that you couldn't see the page number when there was an illustration present, is what caused me to kind of go down the rabbit hole and dig into it. But I think it's interesting. So yeah, that's it. Thanks, bye.